Okay, so now that we've gone over the cosmetology packet review that I had for the written state board exam, I am going to be going over the Milady book. If you don't have one, I suggest you get one. Let's see, there's a way to get it. See me a little better. My hair looks like crap, I don't care. I am only going to be going through the chapters that I believe are the most important for the exam, which are the infection control, general anatomy and physiology, skin structure, growth and nutrition, skin disorders and diseases, nail disorders and diseases, properties of the hair and scalp, basics of chemistry, basics of electricity, principles of hair design, chemical texture services, and facials. Anything else that I missed is in the other video. Cocci bacteria are round-shaped. Which type of bacteria can cause strep throat or blood poisoning is Streptococci, cocci, whatever. Bacteria that grow in pairs and cause pneumonia are Diplococci. Lyme disease and syphilis are caused by Spirula bacteria. Bacteria generally consist of an outer cell wall containing a liquid called a protoplasm. The process whereby bacteria grow, reproduce, and divide is called binary fission. The presence of pus is a sign of bacterial infection. A local infection appears as a lesion containing pus and is confined in a particular part of the body. Which of the following condition is caused by head lice? Is pediculosis captivitis. The ability of the body to destroy and resist infection is called immunity. Disinfectants used in salons must carry an EPA registration number. OSHA publishes the guidelines known as universal precautions. A salon implement that accidentally comes in contact with body or body fluids must be thoroughly cleaned and completely immersed in an EPA-registered disinfectant. Disinfectants with a high pH can cause skin irritation that burn the eyes or are phenolic disinfectants, which are no longer used in salons. When washing your hands, you apply soap, lather, and scrub your hands under the free edges of nails with a nail brush for at least 1 minute. Antiseptics are effective for killing germs on the hands. Universal precautions require employees to assume the human blood and body fluids are infectious for blood-borne pathogens. Taking shortcuts for cleaning are not in your professional responsibilities. Do not ever try to get around it. When disinfecting a whirlpool spa after a use by a client, you must circulate the disinfectant for 10 minutes or for the time recommended by the manufacturer. You should clean a whirlpool foot spa and leave disinfectant solution in it overnight once a week. After cleaning and disinfecting a populous foot spa at the end of the day, you should dry it with a paper towel. Hepatitis B is the most difficult to kill on the surface. Accelerated hydrogen peroxide, or AHP, is recently approved form of disinfectant that only needs to be changed every 14 days. Licensing and enforcement and your conduct when you are working in a salon are regulated by the state agencies. A tubercle disinfectant are harmful to salons and equipment. As a cosmetologist, you are not allowed to recommend treatments for diseases. Cosmetologists are not allowed to trim or cut any part of the nail bed. Fungal infections are much more common in the feet than on the hands. A surface must be properly cleaned so it can be disinfected. Sterilization is the most reliable means of infection control. If the label on a disinfection product includes the word concentrate, it means that the product must be diluted before use. Quat solutions are very effective disinfectants when used properly in the salon. Using too much bleach can damage metal and plastic. Fumigants are no longer used in salons because they produce harmful formaldehyde gas. Never let disinfectants such as phenols or quats come in contact with your skin. Items that are porous are also considered to be absorbent. Salons should keep a logbook that identifies each time and piece equipment is used, cleaned, disinfected, tested, and maintained. There is no additive powder or tablet that eliminates the need for you to clean and disinfect equipment such as whirlpool spas. Not having MSDS available poses a health risk to anyone exposed to hazardous materials and violates federal and state regulations. Antimicrobial and antibacterial soaps are no more effective than regular soaps and detergents. The universal precautions include hand washing, wearing gloves, and using proper handling and disposing of items that may have been contaminated by blood or other body fluids. After they have been properly cleaned, the disinfectant implement should be stored in a clean, covered container. When clearing and disinfecting a pipeless foot spa, remove the impeller, foot plate, and any other removable parts according to the manufacturer's instructions. At the end of every day, you should properly clean the non-whirlpool foot basin or tub and then add the appropriate amount of disinfectant and let it soak for 10 minutes. Before beginning any service, you should wash your hands using pump soap, water, and a nail brush. A clean, disinfected nail brush. Something caused by or capable of being transmitted by an infection is called infectious. The one-celled microorganisms having both plant and animal characteristics are called bacteria. The transmission of blood or body fluids through touching, coughing, kissing, sneezing, or talking is known as a direct transmission. Transmission of blood or body fluids through contact with a intermediate contaminated object such as a razor or an environmental surface is an indirect transmission. Various poisonous substances produced by some microorganisms are called toxins. A disease that is spread by contact from one person to another is called a contagious disease. A disease caused by pathogenic microorganisms that enter the body and which may or may not be spread from one person to another is called an infectious disease. The specific name for plantar warts is HPV, the human papillomavirus. Any organisms or microscopic to submicroscopic size is a microorganism. The removal of potentially infectious materials of an item's surface and the removal of visible debris or residue is called decontamination. A systemic disease affects the body as a whole, often due to under or over-functioning internal glands of organs. The determination of the nature of disease from its symptoms and/or tests is called a diagnosis. An inflammation is a condition in which body reacts to injury, irritation, or infection. A parasitic disease is caused by parasites. A virus is a submicroscopic particle that infects and resides in cells of biological organisms and is capable of replication only through taking over the host cell's reproductive function. So it's a virus. The virus that causes AIDS, of course, is HIV. Contact with non-intact skin, but blood, body fluid, or other potentially infectious materials as a result of performance of an employee's duties is called exposure incident. The scientific name for barber's itch is called tinea barbae. Tinea pedis is for the feet, and tinea spirea is for the syphilis. And tinea capitis, I'm guessing, is for your head. Organisms that grow, feed, and find shelter on or in another organism while contributing to nothing to survival of the organisms are called parasites. The presence or the reasonably anticipated presence of potentially infectious materials or an item's surface on visible debris or residues is called contamination. The term tinea pedis describes a ringworm fungus on the foot. A reaction due to extreme sensitivity or to certain foods, chemicals, or other harmless substances is an allergy. A pathogenic disease is produced by organisms including bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites. Illness resulting from conditions associated from employment or occupational. A disease is an abnormal condition of all parts of the body, systems, or organs that make the body incapable of functioning normally. The basic unit of all living things is a cell. The dense active protoplasm found in the center of a cell is the nucleus. Human cells reproduce by mitosis, dividing into two identical cells called daughter cells. The cytoplasm is the protoplasm of a cell, except for the protoplasm is in the nucleus. The chemical process through which cells are nourished and carry out their activities is called metabolism. The constructive phase of metabolism is called anabolism. I don't feel like doing it anymore.